And it's, trust me, it's, you know, it'd be nice if they spoke different languages in Wisconsin and in Kansas and in Florida and stuff, because then we could be, you know, multilingual. But we're not, and we're lazy, and we speak English, and I apologize for that. But, hey, like us or love us, those are your options.
Hi. So yesterday, Misha told us that Cass will be back, and you already filmed a couple of...
He's lying. Cass is not coming back. Really? You want him back? We have a bit of a split here. I thought that was going to be a unanimous decision, but stop the press. So some folks don't want Cass back. All right, before there's a whole new word in here, yes, he is back for, but he's a little different. A little different. So it's not, is it Cass? It's not Cass. It's Misha. So there you go. Okay, so yes, what was your question about Misha? Or Cass? Or whoever the hell he's playing now?
What do you wish the relationship between Dean and Cass will become? So I get to know about you.
Well, the relationship between Dean and Cass is, I can tell you, because of what I just kind of told you, is that he's a little different. That's going to change the relationship. So if they ever get back to being, you know, the kind of war comrades that they were, I don't know. But right now, I think they're trying to put Cass back together. So. Yeah, how many characters have we had to put back together on the show? Thank you. Yeah, hi.
If one day you will wake up in another reality as Dean Winchester, what should you do?
Wait, say that one more time.
If you wake up in another reality as Dean Winchester, what should you do?
If I woke up as Dean Winchester in another reality, what would I do? I would get in the Impala, I would crank up the tunes, and I'd probably go to Las Vegas and go crazy. How has Dean Winchester never been to, I mean, not just like gotten locked down like Hunter S. Thompson in Las Vegas, because that's beyond me. I mean, it's, you know, gambling and women and everything he loves. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd go have some fun. The poor guy never has any fun, you know?
Yeah.
No, so there you go. Thanks. Hi.
Hi. I have no questions. I only want to tell you that I saw about 10,000 times your Eye of the Tiger performance. You're amazing.
So you're the one. Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm still not quite sure how that happened. But thanks. Thanks for racking up the YouTube count on that one. Hi.
I'm pretty sure everybody's knowing already because I've been collecting answers to that question since last year, and actually I'm just missing you and Jared now.
Uh-oh. I'm
No,
scared.
it's not that one. It's not that one. It's just I'm very musically minded, and I was wondering what kind of music do you listen to when you have a really shitty day?
Obviously something, well, it depends, you know? If I have a really bad day, sometimes misery loves company and you play some depressing music, you know? Because it just kind of, you know, maybe you don't want to be cheered up. And I have those days. I think we all have those days. And sometimes I'd rather just, you know, sit on the couch and close my eyes and listen to something, you know, somber. But you know, a lot of times the next morning, then I'll put on something, you know. So, you know what always, not always, but I mean, there's a few kind of records that always kind of fire me up. You know, I've got a playlist from U2 that always kind of gets me going in the morning, and some, you know, Mumford & Sons, and some Ray LaMontagne, you know, but then you go to the Black Keys and some of those guys, the Band of Horses. So I kind of, I'm all over the map with my music. It really depends on what I'm in the mood for. So yeah, I think that it's really a personal mood thing. But I agree with you, music is a big part of my life as well. And, you know, sometimes I'll just sit down and I'll listen to Jason's version of Hallelujah. Because it's very haunting, you know, and it's cool. Yeah, so thanks for the question. Yeah, hi.
Hi. Since you already have directed 2 episodes, have you ever thought of writing an episode?
Yeah, no, to be honest, no. I don't have a desire to write an episode. I'd love to maybe help conceptualize one, you know, help come up with an idea for one, but writing has just never been my thing. I've never been good at it. English was my worst subject growing up. Just, you know, as far as like writing term papers and things like that, I just was never, and it's not that I don't know how to, you know, construct a proper script or a proper sentence. It's just that I second guess myself too much, which is the same reason why I don't write music. Because I love to play music and I love to sing, you know, and to do that. But writing by myself, I'll write a line that I think is good and I'll look at it and I'll be like, no, maybe it should be this way. No, maybe it should be this way. No, you know what? Forget it. I don't want to do this. And I think that'd be the same when I've tried to write scripts before, and it's the same thing. You know, I know what I want to say, but I second guess myself on how to say it, and I'm like, I need some help. I need somebody else to do this. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Hi.
I'd like to know, if you were a girl, which member of the cast of Supernatural person would you like to date?
What kind of messed up question is that? Well, I think there's an obvious answer there. Bobby Seaman. No, you know, I don't. I'm not going to answer that question. I'm not going to pretend to answer that question. But I will give you some information that you might be interested in. I don't know why. But if I was a girl, my name would actually be Holly. Just a little fun fact for you. Because they didn't know whether I was a boy or a girl until I was born. In fact, I wasn't named for 3 days. They couldn't decide on, my parents couldn't decide on a name. But they knew that if I was a girl, that I was going to be Holly. And then I came out a boy, and they're like, of course, great! Now we have to come up with a guy name. And they wanted a J, because my brother's name is Joshua. And they thought maybe Justin, and they were like, no, we want something a little bit more original. And they found Jensen, and that's how I became Jensen. Sorry I didn't answer your question, but I'm not going there. Thanks. Yeah, hi.
First of all, I want to thank you for all the emotions that you give us in every season of Supernatural.
Thanks for paying attention.
And the question is, if you have to give a compliment to Sam, daughter Sam, which compliment do you give to him?
How do you keep your hair so perfect? No. What compliment would I give to Sam? Probably, you have a great sense of loyalty. I think both brothers, the sense of loyalty and family is inspiring, and which is one of the reasons, one of the many kind of virtues that these guys have. So yeah, his loyalty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was wondering if you have a particular scene of Supernatural that is close to you for some reason.
A particular scene of Supernatural that is close to me. I mean, there's a ton. There's emotional ones, there's funny ones, there's...
Maybe, I don't know, something that reminds you of your life and that you find interesting or difficult to shoot.
One scene that kind of comes to mind is, I'll give you two scenes. How about that? The scene in the end when Dean is talking to future Dean. I just remember that so vividly because it was such a challenge for me. And to be playing a character for so long and then get truly challenged like that by having to play the same character but tweak it differently, and then you have to remember, okay, what did I say? How am I going to say this on that side of the table because we haven't filmed it yet? And how am I going to react to that properly on this side of the table? How can I make those subtle differences in the character? It was just a really big challenge to me, and I really liked that challenge. It was a really big moment and growing moment for me as an actor. Another kind of more sentimental scene would be the scene in All Hell Breaks Loose Part 2, where Dean is sitting bedside to his dead brother and telling him how he wished he should have been there to care for him. Yeah. Well, and you might think that that's special because of the content of the scene, but it was actually special for a different reason. It's a different reason because Kim Manners directed that scene. And I remember going up to Kim's office and talking about the scene a few days beforehand, which I never really do. I mean, we don't talk about the scenes until the day of. So I remember going up to his office and being like, hey, listen, Kim, this is going to be a really tough scene for me to film. And I don't know how many takes I'm going to have before I don't have anything left, because it was going to be, I knew I was going to get real emotional. And I said, I don't know how many, I'm going to need some help from you in directing this in a way that I can get through it in just a few takes. So what he did is he blacked out the entire set so that I couldn't see any of the crew people. Everybody was, all the lights were off on the stage, and it was literally just the light on Jared. And he had the cameras completely dark. All the camera guys got into black outfits so that they couldn't be seen either. So it literally erased all of the crew away from my eyesight, which doesn't happen. Normally, if I'm doing a scene, there's 50 people right here. You don't see them, but I know they're there, and they're all lit up, and I can see, you got the boom operator with the microphone, you got the camera guys, you got, the still pictures photographer, there's a ton of people, but Kim blacked all those people out, and he set up 2 cameras, and they just kind of slowly moved back and forth. One was a wider shot, and one was a tighter shot, and I was able to do the scene in like 3 takes, and that was it. And I remember how much he cared for me as a director, for his actor, and it really meant a lot to me. Plus the scene was really difficult.
You did it awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.